We can't always control what will happen, but we can control how we will respond. My name is Christopher Donnell, and I'm one of the pastors here at Urbana-UMC, and this is Motivational Monday, and we're hoping that we're kicking your week off with a little bit of motivation. Recently I was reading a book around personality types and how each personality type can respond differently to different situations in our life. And as for me, I'm somebody who really needs some guidance when it comes to roadblocks or disruptions, whether it's people or situations, whether we can control them or not. They come often and usually unexpected. In this book, though, it gave me the acronym AWARE, AWARE, and how we become aware of what we're going through and why we're going through it can help us navigate difficult situations. Again, I said we cannot control necessarily what happens in our life, but we can control how we respond. And a big part of that is becoming aware of the situation and how we're going to navigate it. And it's an acronym. The A means awaken. Trying to understand what is going on with yourself. What are the feelings you're dealing with? What are the thoughts that you're having? How is your body physically feeling when a disruption or some chaos comes your way? I mean, for me, I can start shaking my knees, start bouncing up and down when I'm nervous or jittery. Maybe you get shaky as well. Maybe your stomach gets physically upset. Maybe you get a headache. Maybe you get tired. Maybe you get shut down. But all of those things are signals to what we're dealing with from outside sources that we are trying to process internally. And after we become aware of that, when we become awakened to our senses, we have to move on to being welcome to what's happening around us. We have to be real and honest about the situation that we're in. Maybe it's thoughts that you're having, maybe it's anger, maybe it's sadness. And as you start to dive into those emotions and those feelings, you're going to have to become welcome of some change of your direction, of where you're going, and you're going to need somebody else besides you. And that's where God and the Holy Spirit matters most, is when we're going through conflict, we have to welcome His presence in our life to help guide us. And what will happen, and if we go to Jesus with these feelings, we have to know that He's non-judgmental and ready to walk through whatever we're going to go through. When we come welcome to that idea in that sense, we are giving ourselves to God and saying, listen, I may not know how to get through this, but I need you to help me. The third thing is that A-W-A, ask. Ask God right then and there. What is going on in me personally, inside, that makes me feel this way in this situation? Again, if you're getting angry, God, why am I getting angry at this? If you're getting sad, God, why am I getting sad? If you're feeling shut down and you don't want to talk to anybody, God, why do I want to isolate myself right now? And again, knowing that you're talking to a good God matters, because He cares about what you're going through. He cares about those feelings that you have, and not just enough to leave you there that you sense them, but how you can get through them. And after we ask God, we have to be willing to receive. That's the R in becoming aware. We have to receive any insight that Jesus sends us in His time with our feelings and emotions. If I'm getting sad and frustrated, maybe it's because I don't have power or control over a situation, or maybe someone's hurt us and we're not being honest. Maybe we've hurt ourselves and we're not being honest. But when we ask those questions with God, He can reveal things to us, but we also can't just look at what He's giving us and say, that's nice. We have to be willing to receive it. And again, there's nothing more comforting knowing that this happens in a relationship with a God who already loves you, even if you're not coming to Him with these things. But it only gets better when we do come to Him with these things. And this is the last thing, is E, enjoy. Enjoy the freedom that God has given you to be a child of God. Again, He made us passionate. He made us to have feelings. He made us to go after relationships, even if you're going to get hurt in them. He's made us to have big dreams and visions, even if they fail sometimes. But He's always promised to be with us. And that means we get to enjoy being His kid, being His child. So as we walk through a difficult situation, become aware of what's happening. Awaken to your feelings that you're going through, what your physical body is dealing with. Being welcome to open to ideas that God is going to speak to us if we allow ourselves to be open to Him. ask why. That's a huge thing. Ask God, why am I feeling this? And then be ready to receive it, and then be ready to enjoy God's promise that he's already spoken to us, that he will always be with us, he'll always be for us. There's nothing that we can bring that's going to hinder our relationship with him, but we have to bring it. And for me, this is helpful. Again, because I can become passionate when difficult situations come up. And if I don't stop and become aware of why I'm feeling the feelings I'm going through, then I can derail and fall off track and become angry or isolated. And nobody wins in that situation. So I hope that little nugget is helpful for somebody else. Again, if we want to know God, we have to know ourselves, because God already knows us. Sometimes I think we're hesitant to go over the edge and find out who we are, what our heart is like, what our heart is afraid of, what our heart is for. But becoming aware in a situation is super helpful. So the motivation for today, spend some time thinking about a recent situation maybe you've gone through that's been troubling you. Maybe you've been thinking about a failure or an argument. And why did you go through those? You may not be able to recount every feeling you had in there, but try to dissect it. And then think about your next time you're going to have a disruption or a chaos, because it's going to happen. And think about that acronym AWARE. How will you become aware so that you can be reminded of what God already sees in you and how he is for you? So just know that we are for you and we're praying for you, and we hope that you use that, and we hope to see you soon, and check in next week. See ya.